Hey fellas, how you doing? Welcome to another live stream. This is definitely this is definitely my favorite topic to talk about at the moment. And it's something that actually I think I wanted to speak about it many years ago, but consciously maybe I wasn't ready to talk about it in this way. Maybe I wasn't experienced enough, or I wasn't as confident as I am now. I can't be certain. um, Obviously, I have spoken about it, but I haven't spoken about it in the way that I'm going to speak about it today. And it came from a realization today. And today we're going to talk about how to overcome your negative beliefs about yourself. And what I've done here is I've made some notes so I could make today's live stream more professional, more on point. I've written down the facts because I'm going to give you the teaching today, the method to overcome this. Because there's nothing more frustrating when you go to a coach or a teacher or a mentor for help, and they promise you they're going to help you, and then you listen to them, and all they talk about is the problem, and you come away and you've got no solution. They haven't changed anything. They've just spoke about the problem. So I'm not going to do that. I promise you. So let me just make sure the live chat's working. We'll wait a couple of minutes just to let this stream pick up. We've got 8 already, and I've made some bullet points here, so I'm really, really excited. And I'm going to be talking about this when I go on. I've got some. I'm really excited actually. I've been invited onto a really famous podcast show, and the host, he's a really lovely guy. I'm going to be doing an interview next Thursday, and I've been on this show 2 years ago. It's called Join Up Dots, and the host is called David Ralph. He's a really nice guy. He's very authentic, like me, very genuine. He's got his own style, and they have very high-profile people on there. I don't know all the names, but my mentor Jeff Thompson's been on there. I saw other people that have spoke on TED. He talks to business people, all different types of people. So I'm looking forward to that. And another guy's interviewing me. He's got a YouTube channel. I'm doing another interview for another radio thing. And it's all going to be about this, because this is really what I teach people to do and what I've been learning myself. So just make sure this live chat is working. You can ask me questions as well as I'm talking, and I'll do my best to answer them. I'm just making sure I've got my notes ready. Right. So I've shared this on the other platforms. This is going to go up on my YouTube channel as well. So people that haven't been able to make this live, they'll be able to watch it back because it'll be up on the channel. So I just want to make sure, because sometimes on this live stream, the chat doesn't work, then I can't see your questions, and there's an icon that I got to click, and then it works. Let's just make sure. Right, yeah. Okay, so any questions you can comment here. So got a lot to say on this, and really what I'm going to talk about today, this encompasses all of really human suffering and the fears and the insecurities that people have, and why a lot of people are not living the life that they want to live and the life that they could live. So there's a formula to this. There's a practical strategy that you have to apply and do, so you can get the results that you want, and you can actually change your negative beliefs about yourself. Because I've realized that everyone has them. I had them as well. That's how I know about them, and I've overcome a lot of them, and I'm continuing to do it all the time. And I've taught countless people around the world how to do it. And what's fascinating about today's teaching, I'm going to be talking about how this doesn't just apply with helping guys to be successful, or women. This applies in every single aspect of your life, because it all kind of comes back to a negative belief that you're not good enough, and it's not possible for you to achieve success in your life. It's not possible for you to do certain things because of the beliefs you have about yourself and the negative thoughts that you continuously have, these patterns that you would have been having since you was a young kid or a young girl or young boy, up until adulthood, where you are now, whatever age you're at. So it's kind of nice to know, to start with, that you're not different or weird, in the sense that everyone has these. It's just some people deal with it better, and some people, like myself, have chosen to be brave, face the fears, and overcome the negative beliefs, and then turn them into positive ones by getting the proof that the negative belief is actually not true. And that's really the concept of today. It's about teaching people a method that they can do in their own life whenever they want, in any area, where they face their own fears, and in doing so, they challenge their limiting beliefs, negative beliefs, fearful beliefs, all really the same thing. And then they get proof that it's not true. So I'm going to use like very simple examples, and then I'm going to go deeper and stuff. So I'm just giving it a couple of minutes before we get started, because it usually takes a few minutes for people to come onto the live stream. Obviously, I didn't really plan this today. So let me know where you're coming from. I usually get regular people coming onto the live streams. I know a lot of you now, and then I get new people, which is great. I want to help. I want to get as many people on the stream as possible to share this with them, what I've learned over many years of going out and facing my fears and challenging my negative thoughts. Sorry, I'm getting messages from Facebook. It's a little bit annoying. I cut it off, but it comes on my phone, and my phone charges the laptop. So we'll get back to it. I don't want any distractions. So great, we've got 10 people on board. Welcome to today's live stream. This is the most important topic I will ever talk about, and that's how you can fully overcome the negative beliefs that you have about yourself. Now, that may sound quite trivial, whatever the word is, but this affects you in every area of your life. And I didn't realize that about myself. And only now when I look back. So we will get into it. So any questions you got before I start, it would be best to ask me now. Then I can answer your questions. I'm not quite sure what that is, Les Boss. You got a endo. I don't know what that is, but good luck with whatever it is you're going for tomorrow. Right. So we know that the chat is working, because I can see Les Boss's comment. I'm just waiting on a couple of minutes for a couple more people to come on the stream, then I'm going to get into the talk. So I've got my pen ready. I don't usually do talks like this. I usually just freestyle and just speak, but I've made notes. Okay, so let's start this presentation. So negative beliefs about yourself. What are negative beliefs, and where do they come from? And I'll go through them now, explain them. So my experience from my life and my past and my future, and helping other people, most of negative beliefs come from all of our bad experiences in our childhood when we're younger. So bullying at school, someone bullies at you at school, a parent criticizes you or shouts at you and says that you're stupid or you can't do something, that affects you unconsciously or consciously. A teacher at school criticizes you. Someone rejects you. So let's say when you're younger, you was really attracted to a girl in your class or in your school, and then maybe you thought she liked you, and then you asked her out, she turned you down and went out with someone else. That will affect you. That will hurt you. And all these things that affect us when we're younger, they play on our self-esteem. And our self-esteem is connected to the beliefs that we have about ourselves, who we are, what we're capable of doing. As Ellen Watts says, the way that other people have responded to us. So if we've had a lot of people when we're younger looking at us in a very judgmental, patronizing, or making fun of us, and if people have constantly put you down growing up, that's going to affect you. That is going to create doubt. It's going to create insecurity. It's going to create subconsciousness. Probably going to create some kind of social anxiety, which is also connected to what we're talking about today. And then it will start forming. Then you start worrying about it, because then you start going, maybe that person's right. Maybe I am stupid, or maybe that teacher is right. Maybe I'm unintelligent, or maybe that girl's right. Maybe I'm ugly. So things that have been said by several people when we're younger, obviously we're sensitive, we're impressionable. We don't really usually have a mentor to tell us that it's not personal, it's not true, it's just what someone said about you at a moment in time. It doesn't have to become your identity. We don't really have that protection around us when we're younger. And then if it happens again, we start losing confidence in ourselves. So initially, you may not have had negative beliefs when you're younger. You might have been naturally quite confident and caring and loving and quite courageous and not very, you didn't overthink about what other people think. You just got on with it. But as you start getting emotionally hurt, and then you start getting rejections, then this might go into leaving school. You might fail exams, and then you think you're a failure just because you failed some exams, and then you might go to a couple of job interviews, and then they don't give you the job. They say you're not right for the job. That plays at your self-esteem. So all of these things unconsciously make us feel we're rejected, and then it plays on the biggest insecurity, which is I must not be good enough then. So I'm not good enough for the teacher because the teacher criticizes me when I'm younger. I'm not good enough for my parents, or they don't love me, even if it's not true. It's just when they got, everyone's human. Obviously, our parents get upset. We've all done it. But all of these little things, if you're sensitive and vulnerable, they start playing on that belief that I must not be good enough then. And of course, these things go into I can't be loved, I can't be liked, and then that goes into every area that starts affecting you. Then you start thinking, I don't deserve to make money. I'm not good enough to make money. And then money is also attached to love, self-esteem, and then it will go into things like I'm not good enough to go to nice places. I'm not good enough to go on holiday. I'm not good. And I'm not good enough to have happiness in my life. I'm ashamed. So the negative belief is like a cocktail of all of these different stories. It's not just like one. A negative belief is not just, oh, I can't do something. That's only one voice. There's many voices within a negative belief. Most beliefs are strong because they're made up of a lot of stories. Obviously, these things that have happened to us are true in our past, but just because negative things have happened to you in your past does not mean 100. It doesn't mean, and this is 100% true, I'm saying, it doesn't mean that you can't go out and be successful and make money and find happiness and get a girlfriend or make friends or go to nice places or become successful or become famous in whatever industry you want to succeed in. So I really wanted to explain to you the root cause of the problem, and then we go into the solution, because it took me a while. And we don't realize that if we've been stuck in a negative belief for many years and we haven't challenged it, the negative belief gets stronger. So maybe one year you start doubting whether you can get a girlfriend. If you don't go out and challenge it and speak to women and pursue getting a girlfriend, the negative belief starts to get stronger and it becomes fearful. Then 2 years go by and then it will say, well, it's been 2 years, you haven't had a girlfriend. I told you you're not good enough to get a girlfriend. I told you you're not attractive. Then if it goes into 3 years, then 4, then 5 years, that is a very strong identity that you've created because you didn't challenge it. You believed it, you fed it, you didn't challenge it, and then it starts to, it starts to affect people's mental health. So what I'm saying is, we all go through stuff in our childhood. It's impossible not to. No one's perfect. Some teachers are going to get angry. Our parents at some point are going to be angry when they're good parents. Our friends can upset us, or a bully. People are going to do things, and obviously we've also done this to people. We may not have realised it. I know I've done it in my past, and I'm sure you have as well. You've upset someone or affected their self-esteem by what you said and how you behaved. So, and then there's also things like, I won't go heavy into this, but there's also things like your parents' belief. If your parents have got low self-esteem and they don't believe that they can be successful or happy, or they're struggling financially, that is going to come onto you, because obviously you're their child, you're part of them, and their fears will be projected onto your sense, them, your friends, your area. Also, you know, if you've got certain negative beliefs about your social class, about your peer group, the school, in your community, all of these things start feeding into you as a person. You know, even though some of them are separate, they still affect you. So the negative belief is made up of your parents' beliefs, your schooling beliefs, your community, your class, your friends' beliefs. And if they're negative, that's going to get stronger until challenged and proven not to be true, or proven otherwise. So that's where they stem from. And then obviously there's conditioning. There's things that are out on the media that are negative, very, very powerful things. If you watch too much of that, the products, the industries, the modeling industry, I don't have to go into celebrityism. Obviously, not every celebrity is negative or projecting thing, but within that sort of world of media, television, um, it has a lot of negativity in it. It has a lot of this sort of underlining message that we're better than you. You know, we're more powerful than you. We're richer than you. We're more famous. And if you believe that, then the negative beliefs get stronger, and then you start literally becoming paralyzed. You're living outside, but it's like you're in an open prison, because your negative beliefs are so strong that they stop you from moving forward in your life. So you don't go for a new job, you don't take up a course, you don't speak to women, you don't actually physically try and learn to make more money if you want to do that. You won't get into shape. It will hold you back in so many areas of your life, and then you'll lack confidence. And then that will spar into things like depression. That goes right up to suicidal thoughts. God forbid. It's not easy for me to talk about, but a lot of people commit suicide because of their negative beliefs, and it drives them into so much pain that they take their own life. So I didn't think of this when I first started, because my initial thing is I'm excited about sharing this to change people's lives, but maybe this can save a few people's lives as well. Maybe they're going through a bad time, because this saved my life. So I wanted to explain to you, how these things are caused, because you might not realize. I didn't until I overcome them. Then of course I could put the pieces together. I could look back at my life, and I could compare how I was 15 years ago to how I am now. The success I've got in the last 9 or 8 years to before that, when I couldn't achieve anything in life. I look at the behaviors that I've done, how I've changed the way I think. Um, so one thing I do want to say is that this truth I'm sharing, it doesn't care for color, race, creed, height, background, man, woman. Anyone can do this who is willing to do it. So it isn't for the special people, or certain, or favoritism, because I'm just a normal person. Whatever normal means in society, I'm sure people will understand that. I grew up in a council estate. I didn't come from rich family and silver spoon fed, and I didn't have celebrity friends. I've become successful and famous in my industry and helped people through my own blood, sweat, and tears. And of course, I had help from good people too. But I put my own effort in. So, okay, so that's the problem. I don't want to dwell on the problem, because a lot of therapists do that. They just stay on the problem. And I'm not having a go at therapists, because I've had therapy in the past, been very helpful. But obviously, um, um, a lot of therapy is about talking about the problem, and at some point you need a solution. So I'm just reading some common general patterns that people have, and people that I've worked with over the years that have said to me. So I'm not good enough. It's not possible for me. I'm this color, or I'm from that background, or I'm from that part of town, or I'm this height, or a lot of people have a lot of voices, and I have the voices too. We all have them. So how do you overcome this? I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to share my story with you. This is an amazing discovery that I found. And this came, good evening, Jeremy. Hey, TL. Hey, Lesbos. Great to have you guys on. This is so important. So please stay on this live stream. If you're ever going to stay on live stream, make sure you stay on this one. It's going to blow your mind. So if like, and it would be great if you guys could help and contribute. I need a little bit of help from you guys to get this teaching out more. So if you guys could just comment, could you do if we can do an exercise quickly, you guys can be really brave and honest, and I can help you more. If you could just write in the comment below a negative belief you have about yourself, about something that you don't believe that you can achieve in your life. It could be anything. It could be money, it could be a woman, it could be fame, it could be a physique, it could be anything. If you could just tell me what that is, I can teach you right now. I can give you the method for free. This is worth, you can't even put £1 million on it. And then what you can do is, if you choose to, you can go away and practice it and overcome that. So please, a little bit of collaboration from you guys, because it would really help me to articulate and explain the teaching, if that makes sense. So, and then I'll share mine, all the ones I had, and then the fact that I've overcome. And of course, there's some more that I'm working on too as well. So if you can just comment, you guys, in the box, a current negative belief you have, a voice, a story. Just patiently waiting, because your answers would be really helpful, and I could, you know, this is okay. All right. I mean, that's a big one. Okay, to be a millionaire. Now, obviously, a belief like that is possible, but that's going to require quite a lot of work. But it doesn't mean it's not possible. It is possible. So if you believe that you can't become a millionaire, then if you don't do anything about it, you're never going to be a millionaire, unless you win the lottery or unless someone gives you £1 million. But you personally, if you believe that you can't be a millionaire, then you won't. If you challenge that voice, if you go, I'm going to challenge it to the fullest extent I can, then what you might do is you might set up your own business, and for whatever reason, so you can make £1 million. So to make £1 million, I think you'd have to think about probably helping a couple of million people, like what I do, some kind of service or business. So you need to educate yourself and then take practical action. So to make that kind of money, you've got to create that sort of value, some value that you could offer to other people that would be willing to pay you. But I don't know the time span, a year or a couple of years. But you could make that by, making in the thousands, and it will go up to £1 million. And I've got a friend who's made over 3 million. So it's definitely, all of these things are possible. But it's a question of how much work you're going to put in. But that's a bigger goal, and it is achievable. Any other goals that you guys have, and something realistic, something that you're actually, that if you was to challenge it and put the work in, you would achieve it. So to make £1 million, you'd have to serve a lot of people or come up with an idea on the market. Or I don't know much about it, but get involved in the stock exchange or investing. If you used to invest your money into other businesses, and then, or property, that's a good way. So if you got into property, I've got a friend who does that, who's made a few million. If you got into property, Jeremy, and learn to sell houses or flip houses or lease houses, there's a lot of teachers out there. If you got mentored by one, the ones, and funny I said, I interviewed a guy called Claude Diamond, and I'm sure he's made a couple of million. He teaches that. And a friend of mine, Tom Wade, he teaches people. He's really good. He's amazing. He teaches people how to do the property game and make money in it. And he's helped people to make a lot of money. So if you really wanted to, you could make the million, but you've got to put the work in. And that's the catch that most people are not willing to do. I'm always willing. They don't put the work in. So, right, okay, that's good. Uh, the girl will never be interested in me as I don't have much to offer. Okay, so we're gonna write that down a second. So I'm just gonna write I don't have much to offer. This is you guys are great, man. I really appreciate your honesty and your collaboration. So I'll show you how this belief works. Okay, so Lesbos has got a belief that the girl would never be interested in him personally because he doesn't have much to offer. So we've got to look at, like I said earlier, where's this belief come from? Obviously, it comes from your childhood. Someone's done something with you that has planted that belief in you. Now, what you need to do is you need to challenge that belief on a practical level. So I would say, I know you've been doing it already, and this is what I did to get proof that's not true for you personally. So it doesn't matter that Johnny Berba has got the proof of that because you're no, I done it. You have to get the proof for you, Lesbos. So it's true for you. So all of you have to do this for yourself. So Jeremy has to go out, challenge that belief that he can't be a millionaire, and maybe he needs to sit in the company of someone who is a millionaire. And then you've got physical proof as a human being who's made that sort of money. He takes a shit, he takes a piss, he's not perfect, but he's done it. So you can do it. And then you've got to learn the practical steps. So Lesbos has to challenge the belief at the core level. So um, I would say that you've got to build a connection with a girl and see that you've got loads to offer. And we've got to look at that belief. You don't feel that you have much to offer. So are you talking about you don't have enough money to support a woman? Are you talking about your personality is not interesting enough? And I'm not saying none of this is true. I'm just assuming from what your belief is saying. Have you had a bad experience with a girl? Have you been hurt in the past? Is there resentment you're carrying? So you start realizing that the belief has a lot of negative things in it that we have to clean up to make it not true, to clean it out of our psyche and our behavior. So this is and then when you get proof, they'll like what you're doing at the moment. If you speak to, let's just say you speak to 1,000 women, Lesbos. I know you're going out, and that can be over a period of 6 months or a year. Speak to 1,000 women out of 1,000 women. There's going to be at least one, and brought in a lot more. Don't take those odds as fact. There's going to be one woman that's going to love you for who you are. She's just going to like you. She's going to like your personality. It's nothing to do with money and fame and all that stuff. She just likes you. She likes the way that she just likes you for who you are. Once you get that proof, that belief's been shattered. That belief's been shattered because you've got proof. So of course we need proof to change that belief. Let's go for another few beliefs. Okay, we've got another guy, Mr. Accolade. So his belief is he doesn't he doesn't feel he's in abundance, which basically means he doesn't feel good enough. He doesn't feel abundant, meaning that he doesn't see potential for himself in the world. He doesn't see that there are lots of women out there. And he also thinks it's going to take a long time to get one laid, to sleep with a woman. And he can't see himself dating several women. So there's a lot of negative beliefs of him. There's like 3 negative beliefs. So to get proof of that, you're going to have to go through quite a lot of rejections and pain. So I'm not saying this is going to be easy, but it is worth it if you go through it. And you guys know I'm always honest and straight with you. You can't achieve success and happiness without going through a lot of pain, and then the pain ends when you get the success, and it's really beautiful. So Mr. Alucard 97, he needs to go out and challenge that on a practical level, like Lesbos, similar to Lesbos. He needs to practice talking to women, connecting, and then failing his way to success, getting a number, getting a date, until he has a connection and he sleeps with a girl. So by challenging the belief and breaking it down, and then eventually getting the proof that once you get the proof, the belief is, even if the belief rises up again, you've disproved it. So once Jeremy makes the million, the belief has been, it's not true, got proof. Once Lesbos gets confirmation and meets a girl who is interested in him, and and totally feels he has got a lot to offer in every way, mostly offering love and connection, that will work. Um, you guys, you gave me some quite challenging beliefs, which is good. It's challenging me, but the teaching works. It works in every area, and it works in the little ones and the big ones. So I hope you guys understand it. I'm going to explain it more. So let me give you, like Dr. Phil, yeah. So let me give you guys an example today of something that I did. So how many years ago was this? Let's say, okay, about 4 years ago. 4 years ago, I put my hands up. 4 years ago, I didn't think I was good enough, and I didn't believe that I could go to a top five-star hotel, go inside, and pay the fee to go and use the sauna, the spa, and the swimming pool. The belief in my head was, I'll tell you what the beliefs what it said. People like me don't do that because I didn't grow up in rich family. We come from relatively lower working class background. That's arrogant of me to go and do something like that. It's not possible for me to do that, and they wouldn't let me in. If I walked in a place like that, they'd go, "Stop there, sir. Are you a member, or you can't come in here? You're not rich and famous enough." That's what this negative belief was saying to me 4 years ago. And even 4 years ago, I'd achieved quite a lot of success, a lot with women, with teaching and dating. I've made a considerable amount of money, but it stemmed back from my childhood, my area, my friends, my own insecurities. So what I did was, 3, 4 years ago, I challenged it on a core practical level. I went to all of the top pristine hotels in London and walked in, and I was shocked that they let me in. Then I bought a coffee, and then I came back like 10, 20 times to each one over a period of a few weeks. Then I bought my laptop and I started working from there. And then I bought food. I gradually built up and I broke the beliefs down, got proof. And today I went to a hotel, Corinthia, which is one of the top hotel now in London. And I don't do this all the time, but I went to the sauna and the spa, and I paid £150. It's not obviously cheap that's just for one day. But when I went in there today, I've beat the belief. I've got the proof, and I filmed, actually, not to show off, to inspire people, show them the proof. I filmed it on my phone on Facebook, a live stream, which I'm going to upload to the YouTube channel, and I've got a new Facebook group. So I filmed it to inspire people, so I could make a point of explaining how the teaching works, and it works. And I was in there. There were other people in there. Obviously, I'm sure most of them very wealthy. I felt comfortable in my own skin. I didn't have social anxiety. And that was something that I didn't believe I could do 4 years ago, and I did it. So that's an example of me showing the teaching today. You're very welcome. Okay, so I'll talk about that in a minute. So, it's nice when I like to show proof to people so they know, So I'm just trying to explain it works on a small level. So it's the same movement to make £1 million, to get laid, to make money, to go into, top places. If you want to do that, I'm not saying you have to. I'm not going to do it every day, but if you want to do that and experience that, if you want to go into a luxurious place, the spa, have a sauna, swim, and be around wealthy people or beautiful women, then you can do it using the method that I teach. So everything that we do, what I love about this teaching, there's no fluffy bollocks in it. Sorry, my language. It's all about doing it on a practical level. So it's that movement. So when you guys see me making infill videos, going out speaking to women, that's the teaching, that's the movement. The movement is just in different situations. So do you guys understand what the teaching is? I'm going to continue to explain it. I feel so good sharing this with you. We'll answer a few questions. I was too shy and insecure at school to try and make a connection. I had some negative comments from girls. You've got a similar sort of background to me, Lesbos. I had some negative, which lowered my self-esteem. And when a girl didn't show interest, I couldn't show it back, like I said. So your your insecurity, your deep insecurity with women comes from the exact same place my one did. It comes from school, what you said. I didn't get the attention I wanted from women. I felt abandoned and rejected and hurt and angry at them. So I would say, and I know this is sensitive, so I'm being kind, I want to help you. And I'm not always right, so you can tell me. There's probably naturally some resentment on your side towards women and anger, because I had that myself. We're all human, right? And maybe you're not giving enough love out when you're communicating with them. You're not being open and kind enough, and they're sensing that. And then they go, well, he's being defensive, I'll be defensive. Does that make sense? Because with me, and each live stream, you're becoming more and more genuine. Like you're open, your ego's not in the way, and that's why we're probably getting on. And I'm being the same with you. So to show that same interest you have with me, obviously we're straight, but to show that level of openness with a woman, you've got to be vulnerable and risk being rejected, but you've got to risk getting the girl. And I feel you're onto something. I believe in you. I wouldn't waste my time talking to you guys, and I know the teaching works. So you're on the right track. If I'm being honest, my problem started from as early as primary school. Mine did as well. Mine were the same. My one stemmed from the primary school, not secondary school. Secondary school, I got even worse bullied and traumatized. But they started off as a young boy, exactly the same as yours. And I overcome them, and so can you. You're doing it anyway. You're in the process. So I really wanted to explain this so you guys, you know exactly how this works. So if we understand a monster of fear, we can defeat it. We have to know the enemy to defeat it, right? And the enemy is within us, it's in our own minds. So yeah, and it is amazing that these things will follow you. This is going to scare you guys. It will follow you to your grave if you don't challenge them. Okay, let me give you another example. I'm going to give some examples about me, and I'm going to give some examples about clients, past ones, of how they have overcome negative beliefs about themselves and got the actual result. Because obviously, if we don't get the results at some point, there's no point in all this, is there? We're just talking therapy and we're not getting what we want. So you will get the results if you stick in it. And I'm not saying every belief will be overcome in one day. Some beliefs take a bit more time. Some beliefs may take 6 months. Like obviously becoming a millionaire, that's unlikely going to do that in one day. That might take 5 years, but you can still achieve it. It may be quicker, but I'm just making a point. Some things can be done in one day. I've shattered clients' beliefs in a 2-hour session, but there's other things that take me more weeks to work with them. So it depends on the belief, how big it is, how strong it is, but nonetheless, it can be overcome and broken down. Yeah, bullying. I would say bullying is probably the number one byproduct of negative beliefs people have about themselves. What else is there? Let me give you a belief that I overcome. Yeah, there's been so many. I had a belief. This was 9 years ago. I had a belief that I would never ever in my whole lifespan be able to do a public talk. And the voice said, there was a very dark voice. The voice said, the reason why, it spoke to me, it used my name, said, Jonathan, the reason why you can't do a public talk because you suffer with social anxiety. And if you used to go and do a talk, you'd start stuttering. Everyone would judge you. Everyone would see how fearful you are, and you wouldn't be physically capable to speak. You would literally go, and then the words wouldn't come out. When I challenged it on the core level, I challenged it by actually having the courage to set a public talk up in London, and about 30, 40 people came, or maybe 25, around that. When I got to the talk, yes, I did get nervous and I did stutter, but I was still able to do the talk. And it went pretty well. And people really appreciated it. They're very supportive. Then I'd done another one. And after doing 5 public talks, I did it really well. And then I'd done loads and did them fantastically. So that belief no longer exists for me that I can't do a public talk. I've done so many. I've been doing them every year, lots. So I want to explain to you how this teaching is beautiful, and it isn't just about picking up women or attracting women. It's in every area. Masculine activities other than boxing. Weight training, that's masculine. And I think maybe men wouldn't associate it. I think swimming is a masculine thing. It's masculine and feminine, but weight training is masculine, isn't it? Wrestling, masculine, mixed martial arts, judo, jiu-jitsu. So I want to give some more examples about the beliefs. Okay, let's talk about this because I intuitively feel this is going to help you guys. And you guys, anytime, guys, if you don't understand something, ask me. If I've missed something, ask me. Collaborate. Well, who knows? Maybe I was mentally stronger than you. Maybe that's a negative belief on your part. Maybe you're just as strong as me, but you don't believe that. But you seem strong enough to me because you've been going out and putting the time and the practice in, and the accountability is coming on the live streams. Hey Johnny, for so many years I've been going through such years of hating myself and hating the way I look because no girl ever found me physically attractive. Now this is another bad belief. Well done for the honesty, Jamie. So Jamie's got a belief, I had it when I was younger too. So I'm just letting you know so you don't feel like you're on your own. You're talking to a guy who felt the way you did and overcome it. I hated myself too for many years. And I didn't have the courage that you have to admit it back then. And I thought I was ugly, and you know, I didn't think woman would be interested in me. And that negative belief is going to make a point. That's what made me go and pay for prostitutes, which made me feel ashamed. But what happened to me was I met my first mentor, who was very good with women. He encouraged me. He put a bit of positivity into me and said, I am good enough. And I started to approach them and then get some positive results. So if you want to, Jamie, you've got to challenge that belief, and you can take up boxing, you can improve your fashion, and you go out and speak to lots of women until you get a good response from one, and then that will improve your belief. So you've got to get proof it's not true because it's a strong belief, and excuse me. If it's not challenged, it will make you not get results. So it's not like we're getting punished, guys. It's not in the sense that the belief is stopping us. We stop ourselves. Well, excuse me. Well, 24 is still young. You got loads of time. Take action, and it will improve. You'll get the results. Okay, so I know it's sneezing. So it's quite interesting, and I want to explain something else, guys, as well. Let's just put the result on hold for a second. So, of course, if you've got a belief that says you can't make money, if you've got a belief that says you can't get laid, if you've got a belief says that you're not good looking enough, if you've got a belief that says you can't, you can't have friends or you can't succeed. Now, obviously, you want to get a result because you don't want to feel like that and believe it. But if you just face the fear and challenge that belief before you get the result, I promise you, you will feel so much more better about yourself. This is something that I realized about my life experience that I didn't know before I started facing my fear. I thought, well, there's no point in me going and facing these fears because nothing's going to change. I'm not good enough. What's the point of me speaking to women? They're not going to date a girl like me. What's the point of me starting a business? Who's going to want to pay someone like me? Who's going to listen to a guy like me? What's the point of me making a YouTube video? No one's going to like me. That was my thinking. What's the point of me wearing nice clothes? No one's going to look at someone like me. I'm not good enough. But that's not true. That's the trick of the fear. Because when I did challenge these things, when I did start shooting YouTube videos, before anyone liked the videos, before any of you gave me nice comments, before any business came out or work or coaching or boot camps or viral video, I felt a sense of, I try and explain exactly how I felt because I want you guys to feel like this. It's hard to describe in words, but when I started to face these fears and do these things, first of all, I felt like a man, which is important to all of us. Secondly, I felt a sense of, I generally felt a sense of excitement, like good things are going to come for me. It felt right. It felt honest. It felt good. And then it started to take away the feelings of not being good enough. I felt good enough. That's what I said. And then guess what happened? Because I felt good about myself just for facing the fears, let alone getting the results yet, question mark. The results came to me eventually. The money came, the success came, the women came, and then the fame came, and then I started to feel good about myself. So that's why I've said enjoy the process. What I'm actually saying is, guys, enjoy the process of challenging all of your negative beliefs about yourself. Enjoy all of it. Enjoy the process of going out and speaking to women. Enjoy the process of changing your job. So I had I hated myself since I was a teenager. Now I'm 43. I still feel the same way. I've had plenty of girls hitting on me in my 20s, and I stupidly rejected them all because I believed I was worthless. Well, that's the fear of potential. That's another belief, that is when someone is showing interest in you and you're going, I don't believe you. Or someone's being genuine and you're going, I don't trust you. Or someone's offering you money and you're going, no, there's no money. So that is a negative belief. It comes from what you said, feeling worthless, but you have proof that wasn't true. So it's about you accepting the proof that you are good enough and you're not worthless. Um, so that comes with practical action. So I've basically beaten all these beliefs through taking action. For me personally, I can't speak for everyone. Other teachers might tell you different. I've never overcome any belief by sitting in my bedroom and just saying, I believe I can do it. Obviously, that is good. It's good to say that, but it hasn't changed my situation. It's only changed when I've gone out and challenged it on a practical level. Does that make sense, guys? So I only got good at doing public speaking by going and doing it. I only got good at speaking to women by going and speaking to women. I only got good at, or I'm not saying I'm great, but obviously I'm better than I was. I got better at making love to a woman and getting comfortable making love, and by doing it. So and I think even just talking about this today, I can sense for a lot of you, you probably feel good to get this out of you, because sometimes we contain these things, and the negativity will say, don't talk to your parents about that. You don't want to upset them or your friends. And the fear of being judged. That you guys, you're not going to be judged by me, because I had all of it, everything you guys have said. I had it all. Every single negative thing that you guys have written down, pretty much, I suffered with it at one time or another. And I've said it, I still to this day suffer with, I'm a human being, I'm not perfect. I still suffer with negative thoughts, I have doubts, I have insecurities that rise up. But the difference now is I've got a lot of experience in overcoming them, and I've got a lot of success, and I've failed a lot in my life too. So I've got that perspective of both sides. I know what it's like to be massively insecure and not achieve anything. And I know what it's like to feel very secure and have the world at your feet. So I'm here to tell you guys, no matter how much you don't believe me or you do believe me, I'm here to tell you that every single one of you can be successful in your life. And every single one of you can succeed in any area that you choose to, if you challenge the belief and break it down and get proof it's not true. You're welcome, man. I'm glad that I've inspired you guys, because you guys inspire me to inspire you and to inspire myself too. And I want to make a point of saying, you know, achieving success doesn't mean that you don't fail along the way. You do fail along the way. I failed so many women. More women didn't sleep with me. Well, way more women didn't sleep with me than the women who did sleep with me. So many women didn't kiss me. Can you believe it? Who'd not want to kiss me? I'm just joking. So many women didn't kiss me. So many women did kiss me. So many women never gave me their phone numbers. So many women gave me their phone numbers. So many women complimented me. so many women despised me or didn't like me. It is just that it's called life. But within all this struggle and pain, there is light at the end of the tunnel. Um, well, it's not the worst thing in the world to be a 43-year-old virgin. It's not great. I'm not going to lie to you, but it's not the worst, and you could overcome it. And 43 is still relatively young. And you could change that in 6 months. Even why am I saying that? Even less. It could be a day. It could be a day of approaching, meet someone. So it's possible for you, Paul. And I know that because I've worked with guys that are virgins and got them. I've got them in a relationship, and I've worked with guys your age, and I've worked with guys in their 50s. So I'm telling you, I'm challenging your belief. It's possible for you, Paul, but you've got to do the work if you want to achieve it. It's possible for everyone. And I'm going to be straight with you guys. I'm not selling nothing on this live stream. I'm not trying to sell my programs. I'm not trying to sell coaching. Obviously, I'll do that when I want to do that. I'll do it. I'm not interested in that in this live stream. I'm getting so much joy out of sharing this teaching with you guys. I'm privileged to be in this position, to even have the audacity and the confidence, and to have the honesty, and to actually have the truth to be able to share this. I never thought I'd make it here. Um, so and that's what it is. Look, negative baggage. It's baggage, right, from the past. That's just what I'm saying to you guys. If you don't challenge it now, it will stop you from moving on. It's not a negative belief does. A negative belief is metaphorically someone holding you like that. So imagine I said to you, let's go speak to some nice women today. Let's go out and just have fun. Let's just go and talk to some women. Let's just enjoy ourselves, no pressure. And then your heart wants to do it, but your mind goes, I can't, I'm not good enough. I can't go out with Johnny, can't do it. I'm going to be judged. He's going to judge me. I'm going to judge me. The girl's going to judge me. I can't do it. It's too scary. Someone's holding you. Someone's stopping you. If you want to do it, you can do it. You've got a mouth. You're intelligent. You just walk up and speak to women. It's the belief. It's gripping you. But when you break out of it and face it, you have freedom. So the freedom of challenging the belief is actually more satisfying than the result itself. Sometimes I think as men, as people, we get so fixated on the result of getting the sex from the girl, making the money, getting the job. We want this physical, like, points, But I think what's more valuable is it's the process. It's the actual act of facing the fear that it reconfirms, it validates your masculinity, your courage, your own self-confidence. So breaking out of the beliefs can be a wonderful thing, very exciting. I enjoy it. So, okay, so what I'd say to you guys is if some of this is too overwhelming for you, start very simple. So obviously you can challenge little beliefs. So what we all have little beliefs. I'll give you an example. I don't have this anymore. I practiced it for about 5, 6 years, but I would say, how old am I? I'm 35 now. When I was 25, 10 years ago, ain't that long ago, and 22, 10, 13 years ago, didn't have the confidence to go into a restaurant by myself, sit there and order dinner. I could walk in, but I'd have to get a takeaway. And the reason was my social anxiety back then was up the roof. I had too much nervousness around people, and I weren't comfortable. I was self-conscious. So I wouldn't, I'd go into a Chinese, get it, I'd quickly walk out, pay for it. I wouldn't sit in, like an Italian restaurant, or, I wasn't even comfortable sitting in McDonald's, but I'd have to be with people. I couldn't go into places and sit there. So what I did was I practiced the belief on my own. I went on a mad spree, and I think I'm a bit mad sometimes, but it was great. I did it, and it's all led to something great, which is to help others. I just started going to different restaurants on my own and sitting there, and it was uncomfortable at the start. It was uncomfortable. I was nervous underneath. I was very uncomfortable in my body. But as you do it more, the discomfort starts going. That's a sign. That's a sign that you're really being brave. When you step into a certain fear that you have, and all of your fears rise up, that's that anxiety, that social anxiety, and that story, that means that you are brave, you're challenging. And when you keep facing it, because it's called exposure therapy in psychology, the pain and the discomfort will start to fall away. And then, like today, when I was in the Crimpia Hotel in this fancy place, having a spa, walking around, showering, I couldn't even walk around in my shorts. That's how insecure I was years ago. I couldn't go to swimming centres. Now I go all the time. Unconsciously, what I'm doing is I'm making up for lost time. It's me healing my inner child, going, look, all of the places you couldn't go when you're younger, we're doing it now. It's wonderful that you can heal the past in the present. And that's what a lot of this is about. It's us guys healing ourselves again. So that's the key thing here. So pure logic. A lot of the fears that men have are to do things alone, and the reason why we feel it because we're scared of loneliness, and because we think that we need someone with us. But you don't need someone with you all the time. And I found most strength by myself in terrifying situations. When I first started going teaching, I was nervous. I was really nervous to meet people and start teaching them because part of me didn't feel good enough because of my beliefs from my childhood. It's like, who the hell am I to be teaching other guys how to meet women when I suck? That's what the voices said to me. Who the hell are you to be, who why do you deserve to someone to pay you to teach them how to meet women when you were such a loser in your life? But I didn't listen to that. When that came up, I started to think, no, I'm not. And as I challenged it, and then I built the confidence and the self worth to actually feel good enough to teach people. And then it took some time. So um, it can definitely be done. I'm doing it, and I've done it, and I've taught a lot of people to do it, and you guys are doing it as well. And once you do it in one area, you get stronger. So each belief that you break, small or big, so a big one could be making 1 million or making 1,000, or for some people, getting a phone number for the first time could be it could be life changing for them. For another guy, it might not be that much of a big deal. It's still a limiting belief. Once you get that first phone number, I remember I didn't believe I could get a phone number. I remember that when I first started out 13 years ago when I met Floyd, I saw him getting numbers and dates getting laid. I thought, a girl will be nice to me, but they won't give me the phone number because I'm not good enough. I'm too much of a nice guy. I'm not strong enough or whatever. I'm not attractive. And then when I got the first phone number, the belief was disproved. And what you need is courage. You don't need to read books to challenge your beliefs. You already know what your fears are. You just got to go and start confronting them. Okay, that's another limiting belief, that you're not good enough to get a nice woman. So it's about challenging it. Yeah, that's another great thing you did. If you've got kind of social fear, go into meetup groups. Again, that's you breaking the belief down. So you break the belief by doing it. And the beliefs are so stubborn and strong, you will not overcome them by just reading or just talking about them. Talking about them is like the first step, but you've got to take action. And every time you take action, you gain confidence. And there's a momentum. So use the teaching in your life, try it, it works. And there's certain beliefs that I've had in my life that I didn't know that I could overcome them. I just didn't really think about it. And then I went and did it, and then realized, oh my God, I didn't used to think I could do that. I thought it wasn't possible for me. I thought it physically was impossible, and then I'd done it. So, there's been so many examples I can give you. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Um, Getting on podcast shows, I didn't think a few years ago that was possible for me. When I first come on YouTube, before I got into teaching, I would see like famous dating coaches being interviewed by people, and I was so in awe by it. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, they're famous, they're celebrities. People interview them. I wish I could do that. I wish I was famous. I wish people were interested in me. The belief said it's not possible for me. A few years later, I'm going on all these different shows being interviewed. Now I'm doing more interviews. Now I've got such a strong belief. More people are writing and saying, "Can I interview you?" They're privileged to bring on their shows because I challenged the belief and disproved it so strongly. So some of the negative beliefs you have about yourself, it's going to take quite a lot of proof, but you can do it and it's worth it. That's really nice of you, Les Boss. I really like seeing that. I like seeing that kindness that you're helping each other out. That's the best thing you can do as well. Is to help another person. I need to mention that. It's so important. And a lot of us have got beliefs about that. Like you said, we think that we've not got nothing to offer, but what we don't realize is every single person's got value. Everyone can help someone with something, and everyone can help someone at different times. So never be arrogant and think that you're too good or someone's better than you. Either way, how you look at it, because anyone can help someone, and that's the great thing about being human, right? So do the spiritual practice. Seek out your fears. Write your negative beliefs down. Speak them out and go and challenge them and go and disprove them. Once you prove one negative belief wrong, you cannot lie to yourself and say that the other ones can't be proved. So if you've got a belief that you can't get laid, and then you get laid with a girl, and then you've got you've got the proof that belief's been shattered, right? Now it's a positive one. Then the next belief is that I can't make money. It's not possible to make any money. How could that be true if you had a belief that you couldn't get laid and then you got laid with a woman? So why can't you go in another area and make money? See how I'm challenging you, because I've got proof in all these areas. Because I didn't even believe before. I didn't believe I could make money. I believed I could get minimum wage. I didn't believe I could make more than that. And then I made more than that and got proof. So, I didn't believe when I first started I could get a viral video on YouTube. That felt like I felt like you'd have to be, only Michael Jackson or Elvis Presley could do something like that. I'm not. I'm just normal. I'm not famous. I can't do that. But then I did it several times on YouTube. Many viral videos. One of my videos recently I saw has got 400,000 views. So that belief's been shattered. So now I've done it. I know I can do it again. So once you've got success in any area, women, business, anything, you can do it again. And I'm not just being egotistical. I'm sure you guys know that, or materialistic. I'm talking about um, any sort of belief. It doesn't always have to be money, career, fame, women, and material success. What about the spiritual limitations? When I was younger, I didn't believe that I could ever stop being jealous of other people. I was severely jealous of people when I was insecure years ago because my self-esteem was so low. Now I've completely worked on it. Obviously, I'm human. We all experience jealousy, but I don't experience it like I used to. I'm way more secure. I'm way more encouraging of other people, which is why I became a very good teacher. So, what are your limiting beliefs about your personality restrictions or emotions? Um, Johnny and I sat down once and I wrote all the negatives and why they led to the same thing. I cared too much about what I was thinking. I'm thinking too much. That's true. So challenge it. Put yourself in situations where people will naturally be judging you. 100%, 100% bloodlust. Courage can be built step by step at a time. None of this you have to rush into, guys. Some of the things you can rush into, some you take your time. Some beliefs may take you one day to overcome. Some will take a month. Some will take two. Some will take 6 months. Some will take 10 years. Some will take 2 years. So it depends on each person. It depends on how much work you put in. This has been a really good stream. We've got, I felt this was good. We've got a lot of engagement, a lot of people online, 20 people online. Do me a favor, guys, hit the like button if you enjoyed it. Show me some love and support, and share the live stream, comment on it. That would be great, because I've really enjoyed this one. I'm still thinking of more things to share, because there are more things. It's just, it's off the top of my head, and I wrote some stuff down. I've already spoken about that. That's very true. That's really true, mate. I've learned that when we isolate ourselves for long periods of time, our mind comes up and we have too much negative time to think. And then it basically, the ego, the mind beats you into submission. So by going out and being practical, you distract the mind, you calm it down, and you get into a positive state. You're very welcome, Jeremy. Hit like. Oh, if you already, thank you. Appreciate you guys hitting like. The support's wonderful, man. Every bit of support you guys give me counts. One like, one comment, the appreciation. Hopefully, I kind of know the answer, but I just want to see where you guys are. Have you guys found that you're getting more confident from watching my live streams, the teaching? Because some of you have been with me for quite a while, which has been great. Jeremy's one of them, Lesbos, TL. There's a few others that are not on tonight that you've been coming on these streams for quite a few months, maybe a year now since I've been doing it. I can't remember the time. That's good. Now, and generally, what we've come down to today, obviously, positive thinking is important, but how do we get to think positively? By taking practical action. Oh, that's great. This is your first time on my live stream. And also, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, because if it's your first time and you want to come back again, if you like the teaching, when you're subscribed, you'll get notification when the new videos are up, because I make videos and do live streams, and I interview people, and I do videos on boxing, on speaking to women, a lot of stuff. So subscribe to the YouTube channel. I would really appreciate if you just told one friend about my channel. Obviously, if they're interested in what I'm teaching, what you guys are, what we're talking about here. Also, let me give you a link to my new Facebook group, which is free. It's a community. It's called Johnny Berba Mentorship, and it's called Helping Men to Gain and Build Their Confidence. We've got over 700 members. I post up videos in there on personal development. It's got people that you can, it's got other people that you can make friends with. You can ask me questions on the group. So let me just pop that link in. I have got a meetup group, and I can tell you about it. There's an event which you're welcome to come to. I run a fearless meetup group in London once a month. It's free as well. And it's all about teaching men how to be fearless and build confidence and overcome negative beliefs. And the next one is on, it's on the 5th of May, on the 5th of May. I'll just write it here. So let me give you a link to the Facebook group first, and then any of you want to come to the event. Wow, the group, we've already got 725 members. So here's the link to the Facebook group. You can join that. You'll know when I've got events coming up in London. The next event is on the 5th of May. It's called Fearless Event. It's in central London. If any of you want to come to that event, then you can email me, and it's free. That's a great thing about it. johnnyberber88@gmail.com. And my teaching is all about helping men to build their confidence and overcome their negative beliefs, to help them with their confidence with women, with life, with anything, public speaking, people. whatever their career. Well, no one's pressured. If you want to come to the talk, you can come. If you can't make it, that's totally fine as well. You can still connect with me on the live streams, and I also do I do live streams on Facebook too. Yeah, I believe that as well. That's really powerful thinking as well. So I've got no doubt. I think you're going to meet a great woman. So it's only a matter of time. You're doing the work. When you're doing the work, it always happens. So it will happen for you definitely, and I'll be happy when you tell me the good news. Another thing I want to share just come to me now. It kind of contradicts the whole point of fears and insecurities, but when you start to worry less about your fears or your beliefs, sometimes just not caring and just not focusing on them can sometimes take them away. But you can't always rely on that. But I found in some cases, when I had a lot of periods of worrying about money and not making money, as I just accepted it and just didn't, just whatever, just got on with life, started enjoying it, I started to make money more naturally through, helping people and being an entrepreneur. Similar with women, sometimes when we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to find a girlfriend and to find a wife, it doesn't happen because we've too much pressure. But when we just let go of it and just enjoy our life, we meet a person and that becomes our girlfriend or wife. Um, there's two ways that I've stopped the worrying thoughts. One is always to take action and to do physical things like boxing. Um, and the second one is by not putting so much attention on myself. And that means focusing on like my family, friends, teaching. So sometimes we have to take the attention off ourselves, which is difficult because we are ourselves, we're in our own body. But by helping other people, this is why I love teaching, helping you guys. It takes me out of my own ego and my own selfishness about me, about what I need. I start giving. So that's how you do it, Bloodlust. A few more minutes and then we're going to come to an end. This has been great. This has flown. I'm going to do a part two of this because I've got more to say on it. Just let me know if you guys enjoyed today's topic. Just write yes in the comments because I'm going to make more videos about this and also demonstrations. So not just me talking on a live stream. That's great. Cheers, guys. You guys are great. Thanks for the support. I'm glad you appreciate it. Yeah, I thought this topic was going to resonate because it encompasses all of the problems and then the solution. So are you guys very clear on the solution that you have to face it head on a practical level? And you might have to face it a few times. The first attempt of challenging a belief, you might not get the result. But if you do it 10 times, then you break through. And sometimes it's like that of women. On the first approach, you might not get the girl. But after 10, 15 approaches, after 500, you're going to meet a girl, you're going to get a result. Brilliant chat. I'm glad you enjoyed it. You caught the last 10 minutes, but you got. I'm pleased. Thank you for that. You seem like a new subscriber. Welcome if you're new. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hey, David Lion. Yeah, the infill videos are coming. A lot of stuff's coming. Believe me. I've got a few more minutes. So I'll probably go for another 10 minutes because there's still a lot of people online. I just wanted to catch a shot because I'm thirsty, but there'll be a shop open, so that's all right. Even beliefs about body shape. I had beliefs that I couldn't get to a certain weight. I disproved it. I couldn't look a certain way. Disproved it through training. So if you guys actually want a tool that sharpens the mind, it builds confidence and self-esteem in every area, and it helps you to cope with stress, negative beliefs, traumas, pains, insecurities, negative inner voices. Physical boxing training will massively help you with that. Hitting a punch bag, hitting pads, skipping. That's why I'm putting out the videos of me hitting pads, boxing, videos of me in fancy places to inspire people, to show them I'm doing it. Look, as the proof, normal person like you. So if I can do it, then what's stopping you from doing it? Nothing but your own fears. Coke in the fridge. Now we run out of Coke. It's like you know me, you know my routines. Now there's no Coke. I've got water today. Who's this? I haven't tried MMA. No, I come from a boxing background, but I'm open-minded and I wouldn't mind doing so. I did a little bit of wrestling with my brother, but I haven't got hardly any experience in MMA. But I'm a boxing fan, but obviously with people like Conor McGregor, I've got more fascinated with MMA. Yeah, I watched McGregor's fights 'cause my brother's a fan, my friends are. So I watched some MMA, and I know a little bit about it. I like obviously George St. Pierre's. I like him. So it's kind of it's closely connected, but boxing I prefer. Uh, don't watch WWE. No, is that wrestling? Back in the day, I did. Not now. I don't know much about Jose Aldo. Did McGregor beat him? If I remember. Good night, mate. Thanks for coming on the live stream. Cheers. Yeah, thanks for the feedback. I know it helps when. So it really helps us seeing you do it. Yeah, there'll be more videos of me doing it, so you guys it can inspire you more. Any movies about overcoming fear? Um, you guys are gonna laugh, but I love it. I think Karate Kid 1 is a great film about fear. All the Karate Kids, I think they're brilliant films. And that film is all about a kid who overcomes his fear and reaches his potential. So that's a great movie. The Rocky films. Nice shirt. Thank you. It is a nice shirt, isn't it? Do you count you mean my calories or just constantly eat more? How many meals do you have a day? I have on average 2 meals a day. And I sort of, because I'm getting in shape now, my body's getting better, my body fat's going down, more muscle. I just sort of play it by ear. I make sure that I get water in me, fruits, some healthy food, rice, pasta, and then I have a little bit of junk in between. Johnny Connor has lost of confidence and self-belief. He read The Secret. Are you talking that he's lost his confidence lately, or he lost it before and gained it back? Yeah, I know he's into law of attraction. Yeah, it's true. I love uplifting movies about love. A great film about love and fears and that is Good Will Hunting. That's a classic. Yeah, you guys have been great today. You've been like more and more positive from when we first started. Obviously, it's natural that people are going to be a bit negative when they're in pain and not happy, but you guys are getting happier. There's a lot more positivity coming and love out of you, and that means your confidence is going up and your self-esteem, which is great. That's the whole point, and it will improve. from day to day, week to week, the more you keep working on yourself. No, I haven't seen Lake Placid. No, I haven't seen that. Of course, I've been hopelessly in love. I'm a sensitive guy. I'm like you guys. I've been in love quite a few times. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with being in love. There's everything right with being in love. So, one of the last things I would say as a takeaway as well, which really helps, it's always helped me as I've been in the process of overcoming my own fears and challenging my own insecurities and building confidence and achieving success in life. I've also watched other people who are more successful than me in or similar or way more, or people that are less successful than me but doing great. I learn from other people. It inspires me and it supports you. Then you don't feel like you're on your own. But I know that you guys are doing it anyway, but it's just pointing that out. So that's why it's great that we watch people like Conor McGregor. We watch all kinds of people, watch films to get inspiration, to get encouragement that you can do it, and then you go and do it, and then you realize you're just as good as anyone. Am I doing anything special for Easter? My mum has invited me up, so I'll probably go up my mum's have some dinner. It'll be nice to spend a bit of time with my dad, watching films with my dad, and then I'll probably spend a bit of time with my brother as well, play some FIFA. So it'll probably be a family thing, yeah. What about you guys? Yeah, Clint Eastwood is a good role model. Yeah, Elvis Presley, The Rock. Yeah, loads of good role models. So that's everything I really wanted to say today. I've sort of spat my heart out today. I will when I think of more on this subject, I will cover it because it's not something you just cover in one live stream. I'm going to make more videos to speak about it and add to it and explain it more. But I did the best I could today to explain it. So because it's quite a complicated thing, but on a practical level, it's very straightforward. It's basically any fear that you have in your life, any self doubt or something that you've worried about for a long time, you go and challenge it until you get the result that you want, and then you've proved it wrong. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for all of the contributions. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the conversation with you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. And yeah, it was great. I enjoyed it. So yeah, that's it. What else am I going to say? Check out the Facebook group. You're welcome to join that. You can ask me questions there. Um, and yeah, and then I've also got the talk coming up in London. So take care, everyone. See you soon. All right. Enjoy the process and keep believing in yourself. And just remember one thing: you're not on your own with mental health challenges. Everyone has it. All the successful people, you included. But the courage, how we challenge it, that's what makes a difference. So I wish all of you success, courage, confidence, love, and honesty. All right, bye.